today's video, I'm going to be showing you the look that I have created for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or whenever you want to go out this holiday season. I am using some old staples, some new favorites, my Charlotte Tilbury products. I am just so enthralled with them. So if you guys would like to see this look that I created, that I was kind of scared to do because I have not worn makeup in forever, please keep watching. Guys, I am looking very stark right now. It's winter. I've been in the house all year, so yeah, I don't have a summer tan, but I wanted to do something really exciting today because if you watched Vlogmas, and I will link the exact video down below, my good guy Beck gifted me with the most amazing Charlotte Tilbury pretty much like haul of items, and so I wanted to incorporate them in a holiday tutorial. First thing I'm using is my Belief Aqua Bomb. This is my favorite moisturizer for oily skin because it's lightweight and very hydrating. Now if you are having extremely parched skin, you might need to top it off with something in those drier areas. So for days when I am extremely dry, I use my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which I love, but I don't want to be too oily looking today because I'm filming. So before I start applying my makeup, I wanted to try out one of the samples that Beck gave to me, and I'm going to put his name across the screen. If you guys like following amazing makeup artists, definitely go follow him on Instagram. So he gave me a sample of the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer. And if you've been watching my channel for some time, you guys will know that I am not the biggest fan of makeup primers, but this is to make you glow. I have been having issues with my skin being so dry this year because of the change of weather, not really doing my skincare like I should because this year was so hard and skincare is always the first thing to go. Also because of maskne, my face has just been erupting. So I'm going to apply this primer. Oh, it is colored, if you guys can see. Uh-oh, that kind of makes me nervous, but let's see. Doesn't really have a smell. I'm gonna focus it on my cheek area because that's where I want the glow and that's where I need the soft focus look. It's already making me glow. I'm telling you guys, one thing I love about Charlotte Tilbury products overall is the glow. They really do a good job with glow. So far this doesn't feel like a really silicone based primer. I feel like it is smoothing over my pores, but it doesn't feel really artificial. Like it doesn't feel like it has too much of the cones, which are dimethicone, trimethicone. My face just feels really nice. Okay, next step is going to be brows. And just like always, I am going to link all the products that I'm using down below. I like to start with my brows just because I feel that they frame my face really nicely. And that's just an easy way for me to start the makeup application. I'm really excited to do this tutorial. Let's bring you guys even closer because I haven't done a makeup tutorial in a while, and I also haven't worn eyeshadow probably since January of last year. I know 2020 was just mighty interesting, and the only real times I wear eyeshadow is like a party or like going out at night when I really want my eyes to be highlighted. And obviously because of the pandemic, I have not been able to go to any parties. But I have to say that it was really exciting to receive some makeup because it kind of just made me want to put on makeup again, especially fun makeup. Okay, so now we have the frame of my makeup. Next, I am going to do my eye makeup. So let's start with a makeup primer. And this Smashbox eye primer is one of my favorites because it really helps to control the oil. And for some reason, my eyelids get very, very oily. Not sure why, don't necessarily like it, but this Smashbox primer is the best that I have tried. In my opinion, you should pick primers based upon your skin type. And I tend to get an oily eye area because I do have oily skin. So the palette I'm going to be highlighting today is the Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Mesmerize, which I am obsessed with how Charlotte Tilbury names her products. They are pretty long names, but they're so cheeky and I love them. Are you guys ready for this palette? Like, are you ready? Look how fun and sparkly this palette is. So this palette features 4 looks overall. You have Happy Glow, Love Glow, Dream Glow, and Seduce Glow. So the first thing I do whenever I'm starting a makeup tutorial is use one shade all over for like a base coat, and this is like a transitional color that helps all the colors blend more easily into one another. So I'm going to use the matte shade, which is the middle shade in the Happy Glow section, and that is the one right there. It's a mid-tone like peachy nude, and I'm just going to lay that from my crease a little higher, just so that the eyeshadow has something of a similar texture to blend into. This is a tip I probably got off of YouTube, but that is called your transitional shade. And like you can see, it's a little more yellow toned than my skin, but it's really gonna help the colors blend into one another. So that's the first step. Next, I'm going to take a flat shader brush and I'm going to go into the first shimmer color of the Dream Glow section, which is right here with these really pretty mauve tones. And I'm gonna take this first shimmery color. Let's come in even closer, and I'm gonna put that over the inner portion of my eye. Now, as you guys can see, because I have hooded lids, which means when I open my eyes, you can't really see my lid anymore, I have to place this color a little higher up than normal. So I'm gonna start just putting it all over my lid, but I'm gonna bring it a little higher. And this is really going to highlight my eye. And I'm gonna put it about halfway across my eye. So my first tip, if you have a small lid space or you have hooded eyes like myself, bring your shadow up a little higher into your crease area. And you guys, you don't have to do your eyeshadow first. I just tend to do this because I don't want any fallout. But you can put your makeup on in whichever order you'd like to. It's totally up to you. Some people do their foundation and concealer first. Some people do their eye makeup first. Next, I'm going to take this second color right here in the Dream Glow Trio, and I'm going to put that more on the middle section of my eye towards my outer corner. So this is gonna give the look a little more depth. Okay, now I'm going to switch to another brush. I'm going to use a tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the brown color in the Seduce Glow Trio, the brown matte color right here. It's not gonna focus, but I'm going into that color, and I'm going to deepen up my transitional area to provide some more definition. And I really like a tapered brush if you have hooded eyes, because it really just gets in that crease area really nicely. It feels so weird to put on makeup, you guys. Oh my goodness. I guess this was all it took for me to get some new makeup. And I know I kind of look crazy right now because I don't have on makeup on the rest of my face, but don't worry, we are going to fix that. Next, I'm going to take the purple shade in the Dream Glow Trio, which is the farthest one. And I'm going to use this on the very outer portion of my eye. So I'm gonna use this to deepen up my outer V. I'm literally just going to draw a little V and then blend it inwards. See how I did that? And now it just has a little more dimension. Gonna use windshield wiper motions. Another tip, if you guys feel you have issues with blending shadow, if you hold your brush more towards the end of the actual brush, you have less control, so it provides a softer look. If you hold it really close on the ferrule, which is the silver part, you're gonna get a more harsh effect. So sometimes it's really about the tools that you use and your technique. So the general rule of thumb is that bristles that are more tightly packed, such as this, give you more coverage when comparing to bristles that are more loosely packed. So I would use a brush like this for all over powder, whereas I would use something like this for baking because the bristles are more tightly packed. So I am going to get better coverage. I'm using a loosely packed brush for a more light coverage, such as an all over dusting of powder. So when you're picking your makeup brushes, that matters as well. This brush for my outer V is more densely packed than my crease brush. But my crease brush, this one, needs to have a more diffused look because it is being used as a transitional shade. So that's just my little tip for finding the perfect brush to use because that matters as well. So at this stage of my makeup application, I am going to go ahead and do my face so that I can put my concealer on and finish up the rest of the eye look. Okay, so for my foundation, I'm using my fave, the NARS All Day Luminous Foundation. It is my favorite because, as you can see, I need lots of coverage, but I want it to look lightweight. And look at the coverage. Like, when I tell you guys that this foundation is the truth, if you have any type of acne scarring, hyperpigmentation, any marks, or anything that you want to cover up, any imperfections, but you don't want it to look like you have on tutu makeup, this foundation is going to be your best friend. It is my absolute favorite, and I am using the shade Tahoe, but I will be sure to put all that information in the description box down below. First, I'm going to do one all over layer of foundation, and then I go back and add more coverage where it's needed. That way I don't have like 2 and 3 layers of foundation all over my entire complexion when I only need it in certain areas. Oops, I forgot to use my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray beforehand. That's one thing about the setting spray. It takes some getting used to get in the habit of using it before you apply your makeup, because I don't know, maybe you guys knew that, but I didn't know that that's how you were supposed to use it until I read the instructions, of course, but it led me to believe that maybe that's how you're supposed to use all setting spray. And I've never done that until Charlotte Tilbury. This is like 1+ layer of foundation. I'm gonna add a little more in where I think I need more coverage. And that is going to be my cheek area and my chin. Next, I'm going to go in with my Pat McGrath concealer, which is my favorite. And I know I look very stark right now, but fret not. It is all going to be blended together. And we're going to add some dimension to our face really soon. And I like to look up when I'm applying products such as concealer, just because I do have little fine lines under my eyes. Well, they may not even be fine lines, but I have lines under my eyes. I have skin that folds and I don't want it to settle in the creases. I'm gonna let that sit for about a minute or so just to maximize my coverage, and I'm gonna go look for my lashes. Okay, now I'm gonna blend my concealer out. And I like to make sure I take it right to under that eyeshadow to create a really crisp line. I know you guys probably think that this is a beauty blender, but it is not. That is a sponge from Amazon. It is the best dupe I have ever found. I will be sure to link that down below because that is a total holy grail favorite product. Okay, now that my concealer is on, I'm going to set my entire face, my under eye, my forehead, my nose, my chin, and my cheeks. And for that, I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. This is where my fluffy brush comes in handy. I'm just going to get that all over my brush, dust it off on the side of my hand, and I'm gonna start under my eyes. I'm gonna look up, and then I'm just going to place my setting powder all over my face. Now, this is actually going to help set your makeup. It's going to keep it from moving, especially if you use a liquid foundation. You need a powder on top most times to seal it in, especially if you are oily like myself, because if I don't set my makeup, it will slide right off. I have used many other powders in the past, but this is my favorite so far that I have tried. Now I'm gonna go back to that tightly packed brush that we were talking about earlier. I'm gonna put a little more setting powder on that brush, and I'm going to put that under my eye, just because we're gonna do more eyeshadow work and I don't want anything to disrupt the makeup. So it's gonna look crazy, but believe me, there's a method to the madness. This is what I do when I have to finish my eye makeup when I already have makeup on my face. So I'm gonna go back into the eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use that first really shimmery color, and I'm just gonna touch up my inner corner, just in case we lost any intensity while blending. This sort of acts like your eyeshadow highlight. So it just is going to create a pop of shimmer in our inner corner. Once again, bringing it a little further up because of our hooded eyes. Then I'm gonna flip that brush over and touch up that middle shade in the middle of our eye. This is like the purple shimmer transitional shade between that really bright inner corner highlight and the deeper purple that we put in our outer V. Then I'm going to go in with that tightly packed brush that we used earlier in that deep purple shade, and I'm just gonna wiggle it in my outer corner right here. This is just gonna create a lot of smokiness. Nice and purple and smoky. Lastly, we're gonna go into that first brush we used, and I am going to dust that brush off and go right back into that first peachy shade that we used in the Happy Glow section over here. That middle shade, tap it off, and I'm just gonna clean up any shadow that went too high. Now we can dust away that powder that we put on below our eyes. Next, I'm going to use a pencil brush and go into that third purple shimmer color, and I'm going to apply it on my lower lash line as if it were an eyeliner. That's just going to add even more dimension, and when I have on my lashes and my mascara, you'll be able to see it. So this is a trick that I do instead of applying eyeliner, just because my eyes are so small. I feel like this works a lot better. And I am gonna connect it in the corner of my eye with the shadow that I have on top of my lid. Okay, next step is mascara, and I'm going to apply this off camera because this is almost impossible to do while people are watching me. I'll be right back. Ooh la la. Now, I didn't have to put on too many coats because we are applying lashes. So these are going to be my Ardell 600 or 601. So while my lash glue is drying, let's take care of the rest of our face. It is time to bring some life back to my face so I don't look so pale and ridiculous. So of course, we are going to be using the good girl Charlotte, her bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer of the moment. I have it in shade number 3. It is absolute perfection. I am obsessed. Now, bronzer is meant to add dimension to your face. It's also supposed to make you look bronzed. So I put my bronzer under my cheekbone, across the bridge of my nose, because that's where the sun would hit me first, my nose. On my temples, my forehead, I kind of contour my jaw for separation between my actual chin and my double chin. And I put a little bit of bronzer on my actual chin right here. So see how now my face automatically has more dimension? Just from bronzer. And this is a MAC 138 brush that has since been discontinued. I also like to bronze my temples. But if you see, my face now has dimension. It doesn't look so flat and ridiculous. Next, let's put on blush. So my good guy Beck sent over this Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic blush, which is this really pretty like plum color with the most beautiful highlight shade in the middle. I've never used a blush like this, well, before yesterday, and I love the way it looks. So I'm just gonna use my MAC 129 and I'm gonna put this on the apples of my cheeks. Look at that color in that. Oh, it's just beautiful. I'm telling you, Charlotte Tilbury will make you glow. And in the wintertime, I live for that. Now, I like to concentrate my blush on the apples of my cheeks, but I also like to draw the color back because I have a more round face. And if I have the color right here going backwards, it kind of draws the eye back and up and gives me the illusion of having a slimmer face. I absolutely love this shade of blush. Okay, my eyelashes should be dried now. Let me apply those. Ooh, wow. This is what life is like on the other side with lashes. Wow. I haven't worn lashes in over a month. I like her. Now, the next step is completely optional, but because I do have moles and because I use a fair amount of makeup, I always do this step. I am going to bring forward the moles on the side of my face so that it gives the illusion that I have on less makeup than I actually do. And there we have it. It looks like we have on less makeup. Okay, now let's do lips. Actually, I want more blush. I feel like I can never really see my blush, so I need a little more. Let's just do a little more. It's just so pretty. And I think it goes so perfectly with this eye. Okay, I'll stop before I look like a clown. Next, let's do our lip. I'm gonna be using two of my newest Charlotte Tilbury products. The first is the Lip Cheat Walk of Shame lip liner. Walk of Shame is the color. And the next is the lipstick, Scarlet Spell. And it is just like, can we have a moment for this lipstick? Like, how cute is that? I don't even want to use it because I don't want to mess it up, but then again, I do want to. Which, you guys, Charlotte Tilbury's lip liners are so smooth. They're amazing. Look at this lip, darling. Ooh. Yes, 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 yes. Wow. Okay, you guys, so the final product I'm going to use is my setting spray. This is my favorite. Now, I did forget to apply it beforehand because I forgot, but let's finish it off. It smells so good. It's like lightly floraled. Gonna let that sit. And to finish off this look, you guys, my scent of the day is the Hermes L'Ambre de Merveille. This is an amber, patchouli, and vanilla scent. I don't wear it all too often, but it is so gorgeous. Let me know down below what your scent of the day is. This one just makes me happy. It's very festive and very perfect for the new year. You guys, I am loving this look. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I will link all of the products I use down below. This is going to be my New Year's Eve look, should I wish to go out. But I really just wanted to use all of my new Charlotte Tilbury products and do a makeup tutorial for you guys. I know a few of you were asking for a holiday tutorial, so I hope this suffices. I know this look is very intense. We have a deep bold eye and a deep bold lip, but in a year where I couldn't wear any makeup, I'm going deep and bold whenever I feel inspired to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my guy Beck. Thank you to Charlotte Tilbury. I wish you guys a very, very safe, especially, and happy New Year's Eve and a happy New Year. I will see you guys next month and next year on my channel. I love you guys for watching. Bye.